Hello and welcome back to the Redheaded Rundown. This is a very exciting episode for me because it's playoff football time and
Playoff football, baby. We
the
back.
the second best tournament of all the sports. Number one,
What's the first?
always being October baseball, baby.
Hard to beat October baseball.
So they did it. The Broncos are in after 8 excruciating seasons of mediocre football. They have
I'd
made
say
it in.
below mediocre.
Yeah. Before the season, I did not have them in, and I will be the first one to say I was wrong. And Bo Nix might be the answer. And I think this is a great stepping stone to future success, and they're in. And they play the number 2 seed Bills.
I'm liking the Lions right now.
Ooh.
I'm really I'm obviously a
Lions.
Broncos fan, but I'm just not getting my hopes up. If for whatever reason some miracle happens and we get through the Bills, we're definitely not getting through the next round. So
What % chance do you give the Broncos beating the Bills?
about a 3, and that's if Josh Allen gets hurt.
A 30% chance?
3.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Saying there's a chance. You know, I genuinely believe that. I guess the NFL and the NBA playoffs are about the seeds are about as like they stay true in history. When October 1st hits, you have no idea what team's gonna get to the World Series. You have zero idea.
Even though the Dodgers, the number 1 seed, won the World Series last year.
I mean, okay, that's. I feel like that's not the norm.
Let's
Like
see.
the Diamondbacks were not the norm. The
That's true.
Rangers
That's
were
true.
not the norm.
All right, touche.
Like, I guess the Astros had their little run.
It's over because Jock Peterson said so.
But they cheated, so they've been cheating all along. I don't even know if you count that, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes for me at least, when it comes to the NFL playoffs, I'm pretty like, yep, Chiefs are probably gonna go. Like, yep. Like, Eagles will be up there, Lions will be right there. But, again, the Dodgers have been dominating the entire playoffs. The second they get to the postseason, I'm like, oh, gosh, here we go.
So should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right. Do you want to go game by game or one person goes first then?
Yeah, we'll go game by game,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about it game by game.
You want to flip a coin, AFC or NFC first? We'll do the first game as Broncos fans. Broncos versus Bills on Sunday morning at 10. Full circle moment for Von Miller. The last time the Broncos were in the playoffs, they won the Super Bowl, and Von Miller was Super Bowl MVP. And
That is
now
correct.
He's on the Bills and playing the Broncos. I think the Bills get it done pretty handily.
Yeah, I wrote the same thing. Bills will. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a 1.5 to a 2 score game.
Yeah, 10, 14 points.
Yeah, at least.
Dub. Do you think it's going to be high scoring?
No.
Really?
I think it'll be high scoring for the Bills. Yeah.
I think it'll be high scoring. I think the Broncos will put up points.
I bet you the Broncos won't get more than 14 points.
At least in the 20s.
No. I'm gonna go with like 10, maybe 14 points.
Dang, okay.
Yeah. What are your score predictions?
I say Broncos 21, Bills 31, or something like that.
Gotcha. I mean, hey, Broncos, if you're listening to this, shock the world.
Please.
Why not?
Why the heck not?
Love to see it.
And if they win, they play the Chiefs.
That is correct.
Did you screw up the bracket?
I definitely screwed up the bracket.
I told you before.
Well, you're the one that wrote it out for me.
I was trying to explain it to you earlier, and you're like, yeah, I know. Okay, next game. Packers-Eagles. Another one where I think the Eagles win pretty handedly,
For sure.
even if Jalen Hurts is out or not.
Honestly, if Jalen Hurts is out, I think it's anyone's game. I think Jalen Hurts is the oil that makes that motor go. Now that, Big Daddy Kelsey's not around. Oh, dude, we have our sponsor.
Well, that's later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the Eagles win,
Yep.
for sure.
Both 2 seeds holding it down.
Definitely.
Next game, Ravens-Steelers. We have a resident Steelers fan here.
We do. I am a part-time. I'm married into a Steelers community/family.
Unfortunately.
So I do like the Steelers. However, I do not like Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So I hope they lose.
I have the Ravens winning pretty handedly as well.
I have the Ravens winning.
Yeah.
Next.
So this is a more challenging pick, sort of. Commanders versus the Buccaneers. Jaden Daniels slinging the football, looking pretty good, and
Versus Baker Mayfield.
versus the Bake Show in Tampa Bay. I think it will be a good game, high-scoring game, and the Commanders take it.
You know, rookie quarterback in NFL playoffs usually don't go hand in hand.
It's true.
Like, they just don't have that seasonality. They don't have that swagger. They don't have that confidence under center. But I'm still taking the Commanders over the Buccaneers. You know, homeboy's been hot. They're one of those teams that they have nothing to lose. You know, I think that's why the Arizona Diamondbacks did so well last year, because they're just like, hey, like, we barely made it into the playoffs. We might as well go win it.
2 seasons ago?
2 seasons ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, last season.
But never mind. Okay. Next game, the Chargers versus.
Also, I don't really like Baker Mayfield, so I hope he loses.
I like Baker Mayfield for all the.
He just
viewers
gives
out
me
there.
Johnny Manziel
He's like
vibes.
an underdog. No one really thinks of him, talks about him,
Yeah, but
and he's still balling out. You know.
all of those Oklahoma games where he's
Give me a
spiking
swagger.
the flag on the 50-yard line, it's just like, it's just not my cup of tea.
He was a college guy. He's grown up.
I guess so. He has grown up. Baker, you could win me over.
Next game, the Chargers versus the Texans. And Justin Herbert is looking for his first career playoff win, and the Texans have been limping to the finish line in a weak division. So I think the Chargers win it. Might be a close game, might be a good game, but I think the Chargers and Justin Herbert get their first dub.
I am agreeing. There's some swagger in the LA water these days. I like the Chargers. I like Justin Herbert. I like his blonde hair. The kid's got the magic, I think, to get through the Texans. I don't know how much further he'll get, but he'll get through the Texans.
Next and final game of the wild card weekend, we have the Vikings versus the Rams. Now, I went back and forth in this game because it's first going one team's experienced in the playoffs with the coach and
Matthew Stafford.
Holy
Jeez
cow.
Louise.
Won a Super Bowl, and the other team is just, I guess I can't say hot because they lost, but their offensive is explosive with Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold. I think playoff resume, experience, the word I'm looking for, gets it done, and the Rams win and move on. What do you think, Jeffrey?
We're lockstep from here on out. I think the Rams will absolutely obliterate the Vikings.
Dang.
I really like Matthew Stafford. I like what's the coach's name again?
Sean McVay.
Sean McVay. I like his swagger. He's good in between the ears come playoffs. Vikings is just like what do they got going on?
Dang, what if we pick all the same games?
I doubt it. There's no way.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the Rams are beating the Vikings handedly.
Okay, so the first game is the Bills and Ravens, and I think this is going to be a great dogfight game. I struggled again back and forth to pick a team. I think it's going to be a great game, great
It's going to
TV.
be a good game. Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson. That's going to be a good matchup.
I think so too. I think I have the Bills at home. I think Josh Allen in and of himself just gets it done, and I just think the Bills will win at home and continue the mojo.
I also have the Bills winning. I just don't think we should sleep on Josh Allen. Him and I go way back. He's just got that wow factor, that it factor. I think he's a competitor, and I think he's like one of those guys that's just due. Like, he's due for a playoff run. because he's got the talent, he's got the team. These last couple seasons, he's kind of, just struggled to get to those big games for whatever reason. But I don't know. I also did think about this one a long time because they're both extremely good teams. But I just think I think it's Josh's time, and that's what my gut says. So I'm going with my gut.
So the next game is the Eagles and the Commanders. Now, the rookie Jaden Daniels coming off his first career dub, 1-for-1, versus the Eagles. We'll see if the Eagles, how their vibes are going after their win, and if Jalen Hurts is feeling all right with his concussion and how that's going to go. But I think at home, the Eagles should win with Saquon Barkley and a great defense, and I think they get it done.
I said if Jalen is healthy, they win. If he's not, they lose. So technically, I took the Eagles winning. I just don't see I don't know. The Eagles are still a good team. The Commanders are a young team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go Eagles straight through. I'm going to take back my original statement, Eagles all the way.
All right.
Because the Eagles are just lethal all the way around. Commanders are hot. They got a good streak going, but they don't have that it factor.
The next game is the Chargers versus the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs beat the Chargers. The Chargers may keep it close because division rivals, and they might give them a hard time. But I think with that Swifty magic and everything going right for them, I think they win.
Definitely, yeah. Chiefs over Chargers all day long. The Chiefs, they're Mr. Incredible right now. They're Captain America of the NFL. They just, thankfully, the Bengals didn't make it in, or they'd be cooked. But the fact that the Bengals didn't make it in, Chiefs are going to go pretty far, and I don't think the Chargers will have any problem. They won't have any problem with the Chargers.
I agree. Lockstep through this whole thing.
We have been. I think it's going to get stirred up here quick, though.
Probably.
Because I'm not a Swiftie.
As brothers do. The last and final game of the divisional round is the Rams versus the Lions in Detroit. The Lions coming off a first-round bye as the Chiefs. I didn't mention that. And the Lions' high-powering offense versus the Rams' high-powering offense, and both decent defenses. But I think at home, Lions, good vibes. They get it done and beat the Rams.
Yeah, Lions for sure. Jared Goff. I think they're the Bills of the NFC. Yeah, I just think that the Lions got something going on, and I don't see them stopping anywhere until. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a good season. But see, here's the thing, dude. Jared Goff, the last time he was in the playoffs, choked.
In the NFC Championship against the 49ers.
Yes.
They should have won that game.
They should have won that game. But also, what was the team he was on way back when he also choked in the playoffs?
The Rams.
When he was on the Rams, he also choked. So Jared Goff has historically not been the best in the playoffs. Hopefully he changes that around. If not, I think the Lions should look a different way for a quarterback. Just so you know, guys, Robert and I did not talk about this before. We were completely, we were getting mad at each other because we started to have conversations. We're just like, dude, stop. We have to talk about this on the podcast.
We do.
So we have no idea how our brackets would align going into this. But right now we're 100% deadlocked.
All right. So heading to the conference championships with the Super Bowl on the line. The first game is the Bills versus the Chiefs. Now,
David versus Goliath.
I don't know about that. I think this is the only team that could beat the Chiefs and spoil their three-peat. Just at the in the regular season when the Bills played the Chiefs, that was their only. Well, I guess they lost to the Broncos, but they were sitting people. Anyways, that was their only real loss in the regular season. I think it's going to be a bloodbath, and I think it's going to be even better than the Ravens and Bills game. It's just much-watched TV and with the chance to go to the Super Bowl. With all of that said, I think the Chiefs beat the Bills and head to their third straight Super Bowl with Swifty magic.
I based this off of the New England Patriots and Tom Brady.
I think I know where this is heading, but continue.
Chiefs are not going back to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
You heard it here first.
hot take.
Chiefs are not going to go. Bills will beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship this year. You heard it here first.
Why?
Because I think the Chiefs are going to get. I think they're just going to play too cocky. I think they're going to be like, "Oh, the Super Bowl's right there." Like, we just gotta do it. The same thing happened, during Tom Brady's run, his dynasty. When Peyton Manning got a hold of him, he crumbled. And how many times did Peyton beat Tom in the AFC Championship?
Overall, it's 3-2 Peyton. I don't know how many of those are.
I just think
That's why Peyton Manning's the GOAT. Little side note.
I personally think that the Chiefs are just going to get a little bit too. They're going to get too big for their britches, and they're going to fall short to the Buffalo Bills, sending Josh Allen to his first ever Super Bowl.
I just think the Chief has been there before. I think they're dead locked in. I think they're mentally tough, and I think they're determined. I think
that the Bills are going to go for the dagger. I think they're going for the jugular. I think they want it more. I think their competition is higher. Yeah, I think they want it more.
Than the Chiefs going for a three-peat.
Correct.
And being the first team to ever do that.
Correct.
They want it more.
Correct. I think the Bills want it more.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
I'm not going to doubt the Chiefs' ability. It's just like doubting Tom Brady in the playoffs. You just can't do it.
Who?
But I think they're going to fall short. I think they're going to get too big for their britches. I think they're going to be like, oh, it's just the Bills, blah, 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 blah. It's the reason they're not undefeated. Watch out for my Bills. Big Bills guy.
Big Bills guy.
I'm a big Bills fan. Josh Allen and I, again, college roommates. Not actually. We weren't actually a college roommate. That wasn't true. But I did chirp at him when he was playing for the University of Wyoming once, and I was they were playing Colorado State, and I was there chirping at him.
And he's going to be a great substitute
I was like,
teacher.
Josh, you're going to be a great substitute teacher one day. I got a couple cute girls to laugh at my joke, so mission accomplished.
So I actually have a few bets going on this because I'm that
big betting guy.
Yeah, big betting guy. Thank goodness it's illegal in Washington. Do you want to place a bet of the loser has to do a punishment or something?
Sure. Yeah.
To be continued on
To be continued. I'll think about it. Yep. Two more games.
In the bracket.
Yep.
Okay. So the next game is the Lions and Eagles in Detroit.
Lions all day long. Lions are going to the Super Bowl. You heard it here.
I agree with you. Lions take care of the Eagles and punch their ticket to
Sorry, Daryl.
First ever Super Bowl?
Maybe.
They've never won it. I don't know if they've never been to one.
I don't know, but I think, I think the Lions got something going for them. I think it'll be good for them. I think, dude, the Eagles are a good team, though. If they get going,
it's true.
They could take out the Lions.
This one as well, I went back and forth.
Yeah, I just think that the Lions. See, I'm already doubting my pick. I'm like, dude, but it's the Eagles. Like, they know how to get there. They've done it before. Jason Kelsey, he's obviously working his magic behind the bleachers. I just think the Eagles easily could, all I'm trying to say is don't sleep on them.
So I have the Chiefs and Lions in the Super Bowl. You have the Bills and Lions in the Super Bowl.
Correct.
I have the Chiefs three-peating for the first time in all of NFL history against the Lions. It's going to be probably in the 20s, kind of like last year's Super Bowl. Not overtime. I'll give it, why not, 28-24 Chiefs. And a little bonus.
Did Tom Brady go back-to-back?
He did go back-to-back, but he didn't win 3 straight.
That's exactly why. Neither is Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know enough when the Patriots went back-to-back, and I don't know how far they went, but I'm
pretty sure that last time Tom Brady lost to Peyton in the AFC Championship.
We'll have to fact-check that.
Yeah, we'll have to fact-check that.
A little bonus, and this might be a little Swifty in me, but...
Oh, whoa.
Wait, but Travis Kelce is the Super Bowl MVP, first tight end to ever win Super Bowl MVP.
Gosh, he's going to get locked up.
By who?
The entire... Well, they're gonna lose in the AFC Championship, so that's impossible. I got Jared Goff winning MVP.
The Lions beat the So you went on and on about the Bills wanting it more than the Chiefs
Yep.
and going to the Super Bowl, and
Yep.
then they go to the Super Bowl against the Lions and lose?
And they're gonna lose, yeah. To the Lions.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of logic is that? You think after dethroning the Dragon for the past 2 years in all highs, momentum in on their side and everything, they go to the Super Bowl and lose to the Lions?
They're gonna lose to the Lions in the Super Bowl. That is correct.
That's a dumb take. Come on.
No, it's not. It's the right take. It's what's gonna happen, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's what I'm going with. Lions.
Why?
I just think here's why the Lions are gonna win the World Series. Here's why the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. They've been dominant all season long. No one has even come close to being better than them.
I mean, they've lost 3 times.
Yeah, but to nobodies, to naysayers.
They lost to the Bills, actually.
It's harder to beat a team a second time. You know, I like. Here's the thing. I'm going off of gut, and I trust my gut. My gut says the Lions are going all the way. I'll put a parlay on it. I'll do it.
Call up someone from Colorado and.
Well, technically, in the state of Washington, we can get sports
Ow.
bet, but we have to go to an Indian casino, and I
That'd
just
be
don't.
fun.
I just don't want to do that. Lions, congratulations, you're winning this year's Super Bowl.
Wait, Jared Goff, MVP?
Jared Goff, MVP.
I would just expect more from you, Jeffrey. What a doozy. I
What a
thought you were a
doozy.
Bills guy.
I am a Bills guy, but the Lions got my ticket. My Lions. I'm a Lions guy through and through.
Please stay tuned with us as we watch weekend by weekend.
We're gonna give you guys weekly podcasts talking about the NFL playoffs. You hear, and it's gonna be fun. Didn't you say you wanted to transition to something else?
Yes.
Okay, but before you do that, we have our first unpaid sponsor, Garage Beer. Shout out Jason Kelsey.
I think Travis Kelce is also. He's been in
Probably.
commercials. The Kelsey Bros.
I'll be honest with you guys. Robert found this at the grocery store the other day, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this would be perfect for the podcast." I'm like, "Sweet." So, Garage Beer, if you want to sponsor us, feel free to hit us up. But for now, we're gonna give you a free advertising. You're welcome.
I want to say on the can, Jeffrey disagrees, but on the can, on top of garage, it has a garage, crazy, with a basketball hoop, and I think that's great advertising. But someone that knows a little more about advertising disagrees with me.
I don't know. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I'm a graphic designer, and I just think they could have done better with the logo. You know, like the font, it's a little bit too sportsy for me.
21 and older, drink responsibly, kids. That's all I wanted to say.
Drink responsibly. And yes, believe it or not, Robert is over 21.
Crazy, I know, right? Shout out to Andrew Wallace, 22nd birthday. Jeffrey, if you want to add that or not.
I guess we're doing free birthday shout-outs.
We are. Free advertisements and free birthday shout-outs. All right, now to real sports. I want to transition to...
You're transitioning?
Yep. To the MLB offseason. I wanted to talk about all the offseason moves. And if we like them, if we dislike them, who's good, who's not, the works. And I think we should start off with arguably the biggest one.
There's no argument that this is the biggest one.
Okay. Did I say there?
You said arguably. I'm like, there is no argument.
Okay, the biggest off-season move. Juan Soto, $750 million to the Mets.
This whole Juan Soto thing still blows my mind.
Jeffrey, do you think Juan Soto is worth more than Shohei Ohtani?
1,000% no. Not even close.
Again, all he can do is hit, and
Barely.
Shohei is arguably a better hitter, and
He's definitely a better hitter. There's no
can
argument.
pitch, and as you said on
And
the car
steal
ride,
50 plus, stolen bases in a season.
and as you said in the car, put him at second base, and he'll get outs.
Juan Soto is the most overrated player in the MLB right now. I don't know what the New York Mets are smoking. Like, they've got a lot of money, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But the fact that they just signed a check over to this dude for $750 million is absolutely bonkers.
And Jeffrey, do you think Juan Soto on the Mets will win a championship?
No, absolutely not. I think Juan Soto is going to be a cancer to that clubhouse. I think he's going to go in there with a big. Sorry, this is a G-rated podcast.
Family.
Yeah, family pod.
show.
I think he's going to go in there with a big ego. I'm the number one guy. I'm worth 750 million. I'm worth 10 of you guys, and I just think like it's just not going to be good for the chemistry. I say this now. I say it again. I'll say it till I die. If you want to win World Series championships, it's all about the chemistry inside of the clubhouse.
Just ask the 2024 Dodgers.
Exactly. Like injury after injury after injury, they stayed true to themselves. They just had quality at bats. They had quality, games, and they won. But I truly believe that it's because you didn't have the big ego guy on the Dodgers lineup. Like, Shohei could have been, but it seems like he's a pretty humble player. It seems like he keeps to himself. He can't even speak English, for crying out loud. But I think that. I don't think the Mets are going to even come close to World Series with Juan Soto wearing their jersey. Not even close.
Very hot take.
Juan Soto sucks. Like, he's not good. He wasn't impressive in the Yankees at all in the postseason. And the fact that the Yankees offered him $700 million to stay and he didn't tells you everything you need to know about how he cares about his teammates. That dude is selfish. He's looking for the money. He's not looking for championships. He's not looking for a team to be built around him. Like, the guy's just looking to get checks and get a bag and get out. Like, I mean, $50 million. That's what you said no to, or like that's what you said no to your teammates that you've been riding with for $50 million. All of that's going to be taxed by Uncle Sam. The fact that the New York Yankees offered him $700 million and he didn't take it, like, he didn't. I just can't get behind any association with Juan Soto.
Would you say move over Bryce Harper and Juan Soto takes over the most overrated player? Because there was talk that Bryce Harper was the most overrated.
See, I've always liked Bryce Harper. I've never thought he's that overrated. When he got his $350 million contract, almost 10 years ago, we were like, wow, that's a lot of money for Bryce Harper. But, I think he's gotten pretty close to winning a World Series, but he's come short every time. No argument, no doubt, Juan Soto is the most overrated player in the history of the MLB. What do you think about Juan Soto, Robert?
I think the Mets very overpaid for him, and I think you said it pretty well. I think eventually the Mets will be good, and maybe when it's on the table. Oh, even hotter take. You don't even think they're making the playoffs next year, do you?
They'll make the playoffs because
wild card.
Like, they'll make the playoffs because of how it works. They have to absolutely implode not to make the playoffs. Like, this is my take. The New York Mets will have 2 to 3 very below average seasons. They'll make the playoffs, they'll be eliminated. And then he'll have a nagging injury, then he'll turn into Mike Trout. Period. Done. Like, all the Mets did was just blow a giant hole in their pocket by giving that dude $750 million. And he pops out in slow pitch fastball. So,
all right, moving on to other moves in the offseason.
Verlander to the Giants. We should all talk about that.
Groundbreaking.
Buster
Posey making money moves.
Oh my gosh.
Vincent.
I'll know. I will not give that guy crap. He's a insanely good pitcher.
Yes, he is.
But he's old. He's injury prone, and he only signed a 1-year contract.
He did. Prove it year.
So it's just like, what?
Walker Buehler went to the Red Sox after he won the World Series for us.
That one was a tough pill to swallow.
It was.
But he's not the Walker of old. I wish him the best. I hope he has a great future. I hope he has a great, couple, more decades of baseball in him. But he is not the electric Walker Buehler that he was before Tommy John surgery. as much as I hate saying that.
On a more happier note, the Dodgers re-signed Teoscar Hernandez. That was a pretty solid, very solid pickup, and they took their sweet time to sign him. But he's a Dodger, and I think it's a great trade. He came up big in the regular season and postseason for the Dodgers, and I think it's a great pickup. Any thoughts on that, Jeffrey?
I just hope that it's a good sign. Like, I just hope that he stays consistent the way he has been. Like, Teoscar Hernandez is one of those guys that just flies under the radar and no one really talks about him because you have Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, and Mookie Betts on your team. But, like, he's a standout athlete. I just pray and hope that we don't regret re-signing him. Like, I hope he stays hot. I hope he stays consistent. But in my personal opinion, I'm more of a Kiki guy than
Re-sign Kiki now.
I'm more of a Kiki guy than a Teoscar Hernandez guy. So I'm a little bittersweet that there's a good chance Kiki's not in a Dodgers uniform next year.
You're what?
I said there's a good chance that Kiki's not in a Dodgers uniform next year.
Don't say that.
There's a good chance.
Kiki, please come back. Kiki, do you love me? What about the Blake Snell pickup?
I'm not gonna argue with that. Did he throw a perfect game or a no-no last year with the Giants?
He threw a no-no.
I mean,
against the Reds.
Like, you could say the guy won us a World Series because of the coach pulling him out of the game.
It's true.
If it wasn't, if Blake Snell stays in the game, we might not win in 2020.
Guess we'll never know to all you haters out there.
Guess we'll never know. But you can make an argument. The dude is a dealer. He spent a few years, playing for some subpar, below average trash teams. And now I think that his talent will truly shine. He's in a bullpen with the GOATs, Shohei Ohtani, Clayton Kershaw, Blake Tridet. Whatever's in the water in that bullpen is just lights out.
To name a few.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Julio Urias. Yasiel Puig's coming back to the Dodgers.
No, he's not. Get out of here. The most underrated The most underrated re-sign of the Dodgers is Blake Tridet, 2 years.
I don't think that's underrated.
I think no one's really talking about it.
The dude's a dealer.
It took us 5 players to get to him, where I wasn't counting, but practically won us the World Series, and Dave Roberts put trust in him, and he's a great Christian guy. Love that guy.
We wouldn't have been able to be in the situation we were in the postseason if it wasn't for Blake Tridet. So why the heck wouldn't you re-sign him?
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Dave Roberts, you were able to get a good bullpen to win you a World Series. Keep the bullpen.
Yeah.
Don't move the bullpen. I know you're looking at your data sheet and checking the analytics, but don't change your bullpen. Clayton Kershaw, get healthy, please. We miss you.
Life.
Don't go anywhere else. You need to die a Dodger. I don't care if you die on the mound. Just die a Dodger.
Oh my gosh. The Dodgers re-signed another Japanese super utility guy.
Breaking news. The Dodgers buy out the entire Japanese league as a AAA recruiting house. I swear, dude. Give it 5 years, our entire roster has a Japanese interpreter.
What about? Well, they all have their own.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be all Japanese. So it's going to be the Japanese guy needs to interpret English back to the coaching staff. That's how many Japanese players there'll be.
What about Mookie, Freddie, Teoscar Hernandez?
They'll become assistant coaches. What's this guy's name? Don't even try to pronunciate it.
I thought it's like Han Song Kim or something like that. So at first when I saw the update, I thought we got the shortstop for the Padres?
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah.
At first I'm like, no, we got him. I was kind of mad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him. And then I realized it wasn't him, and I was excited.
That's just another, one of Shohei's guys.
Yeah.
Dude, you already know that Shohei Ohtani has some network of just insanely good ball players that no one has heard of in Japanese. And he, Daddy Shohei just goes up to Mr. Dave Roberts, goes, "Hey, sign this Japanese player." And,
So
Dave Roberts gets on one knee. He's like, "Yes, Father Shohei. Yes. Whatever you say, Father Shohei." That's how much Shohei Ohtani runs the Dodgers.
So Shohei Ohtani was probably the best signing ever because we get the best player in the world and then a recruiter to get all the rest of the other Japanese players.
He's not only an athlete, but he's also a drug dealer smuggling Japanese athletes into the freaking MLB.
And we're favorites for getting Roku Saki, that pitcher, Japanese pitcher.
Yeah. Yeah, don't come here for pronunciation advice, that's for sure. Or you will both butcher the heck out of last names.
Yes, we will. Any other Dodger signings we're forgetting?
Oh, my guy.
Oh, Tommy Edman.
Tommy Edman. I bought his jersey. I should be wearing it.
What a legend. Thank you for your time.
It was technically an extension, right?
Yeah.
5-year extension.
Yeah.
But
still,
the guy's a utility stud. Switch hitter, can play anywhere, get outs. And NLDS MVP, like
NLCS.
NLCS MVP, Tommy Edman. Stay for a while. Blake Snell, welcome to the Dodgers.
But Gavin Lux got traded to the Reds for a draft pick and something else, I forget. Tough loss. I like Gavin Lux, but business is business. I'm not too heartbroken about it.
Yeah, I actually think that was one of the few really good trades that had to happen. I would love to keep Gavin, but he was he didn't really do anything in the postseason.
Yeah, more or less.
Kind of a liability. I would love to see Max Muncy go somewhere else.
But do you know who's next?
Who's next?
Your guy, other guy.
Okay.
Chris Taylor.
Chris Taylor should never. Like, Austin Barnes should get traded before Chris Taylor. Just saying. I love Chris Taylor to death. Yes, he's had his up and downs. Yes, blah, 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 blah. CT3 Dodger for life.
He wasn't even in the starting lineup in the playoffs.
Did he get a ring?
Yeah, so did Clayton Kershaw that was injured and on the bench for half the season.
Okay. But see, I truly believe that
so did Gavin Lux.
Chris Taylor does more for that organization off the field than he does on the field. He's a vibes guy. He's one of those guys that'll just keep you right here. He'll come after you after a long day, like, bro, you're the best in the world. How do you think Freddie Freeman hit that grand slam?
Chris Taylor.
Right before that at-bat, Chris Taylor goes up to him and was like, hey, you're the GOAT.
So what you're saying is you would rather have Chris Taylor stay on the Dodgers and Kiki Hernandez leave.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay, who would you rather have, Chris Taylor or Kiki Hernandez?
Both.
Well, what if you can't have both?
I'm trading Max Muncy and Gavin Lux gone, and Chris
Lux is already
Taylor.
Gone.
Chris Taylor and Kiki Hernandez.
Where is Chris Taylor going to play? Is he just going to be on the bench, a vibe guy?
Probably a DH.
We already have a DH.
No, Shohei's in left. Anyway.
Teoscar Hernandez is in left.
I don't care where Chris Taylor plays. I don't care if he's on the bench. I don't care if he's a freaking bullpen catcher. I want him in Dodgers blue. Oh, again, Verlander to the Giants.
You know who Corbin Burns is?
Never heard of her.
He went to the Diamondbacks. I thought that was a pretty solid Diamondbacks pickup. Make it a little challenging for the Dodgers next year. And that's all we have for today, folks. I want to draw attention to a newly additioned piece to our collection, a remembrance for the 2024 Los Angeles Dodgers, going for the back-to-back. Maybe there will be another one next to it next year, but right above Jeffrey's head, he's looking at it. And it's just a good
piece.
Good piece.
Good piece to the museum, the shrine, the champion shrine. So, thanks for tuning.
See you next week.
Now you got to do your outro.
With the results of the wild card round, and Jeffrey and I, well, we were pretty lockstep for the wild card, so I think that's for the wild card and the divisional round, I think.
Yeah, we'll be in agreement for a while. What? You don't remember the outro to your own podcast?
I'm the Redhead, and that's the rundown, folks. See you next week for an absolute banger of an episode.
Cheers, mate.